I'm Mark Swift, one of the producers.
Ray Soria, producer.
Tom McGrath, director, co-writer.
And Eric Darnell, another director, co-writer. The other 12 producers and directors couldn't make it. So.
The boy in the moon is actually Mr. Jeffrey Katzenberg at a very young age.
Well done, boys. Looks like ice cold sushi for breakfast.
No, son, over here.
Oh, Bernie Mac.
Look at the line. You got the
Love Bernie.
We were able to use Ben Stiller's son for some of these vocalizations of the baby Alex line.
Remember the rattle used to be a zebra rattle. We actually was training him, and baby Alex bit the butt of the zebra rattle, and the dad said, "That's a bad habit." But it seemed more appropriate for the story that it was a lion rattle.
Yeah, we wanted to stay away from food issues.
Yeah. And setting up this idea that, just like lions in the real world, that in this world you have to sort of be tough and fight your way to the top. It's not a manifest destiny situation here.
Stop that right now.
Here's Alec Baldwin's character.
Well, they don't grow up the way you want them to.
You're not challenging me again, are you?
Look on the bright side, Zuba. After I defeat you,
Very much a coincidence that they have the same hairstyle.
So much more time to spend with your pathetic excuse of a son.
before I kick your...
And actually, a lot of baby Alex is Ben's son, Quinn, but also Mark's son, Declan.
Yeah.
Baby Declan.
Got him in about 50 times to record the 6 lines that he did. No, he does a great job.
He's got a real future.
Yeah.
Daddy gonna show you how.
Well, now I hear he's turned into quite the diva.
He did. He was asking about his credit. He's 3 years old asking about his credit.
You know, we thought this was a great opportunity to just set up the story right from the start. And that's the benefit of a sequel, because, you know, a lot of people are familiar with the characters, so we could jump right into story, which is great.
I think this beginning really helps the story. Just seeing what happened to baby Alex and how it impacted his father, I think sets it up for the rest of the movie. And I mean, it really makes it powerful at the end there.
We also spent a lot of time in the music in that opening part, how to like make it different, feel different from Lion King, that other movie that shall never be mentioned in Africa.
This one's a beauty. He'll be worth a few bucks.
I like that Hunter's voice. It's pretty good.
Eric.
Such a mean man.
Alakay! Alakay!
This grass was a huge challenge for the film. You know, millions of blades of grass blowing in the wind and moving when characters walk through it. At the beginning of the film, we didn't even think we could do it. But the guys figured out some technology, and between our effects department and lighting department, we were able to create these massive fields of savanna grass.
Alakay! Daddy got you! Hold on!
This is the intense moment of the film.
Yeah.
We sometimes screen this to little kids, and it can be really a little bit disturbing for them. But again,
Yeah.
There's a half dozen versions of that ear, trying to get it to be clear, but not too gross.
Right.
I mean, the blood had been fluorescent at one time, and just really bright. And this is where some kids cry in the theater.
We debated whether or not to reveal that Zuba was okay or not, too, here. We
Yeah.
felt that might have been too sad.
Yeah, in retrospect, it seemed like the right thing to do.
and here's the magic of the movies. He comes from Kenya, floats in the ocean, and will make his way to New York.
It could happen.
It could happen.
You know, it's fun. When we were figuring out the timeline of when this had happened, it was in the 70s. And we just thought it would be appropriate to have the Twin Towers in there.
But some people actually thought it was disturbing to have the Twin Towers, even though historically they'd be there. There was a bit of a debate about that.
Yeah, I felt it was disturbing if we hadn't had it.
Right. It's like rewriting history.
And just to prove it was in the 70s, earlier in the last sequence, the characters actually had sideburns, just to make it feel legit.
A natural performer, Alex. gets to the zoo and he's right at home.
This is the first song that will.i.am worked on with Hans Zimmer, using some themes from the first film.
He's kind of cute. I think he's kind of a show.
That's Willow as Gloria, Jada's daughter.
The butterfly maneuver, which comes back later. It was nice to revisit the zoo, you know, and have an opportunity in this movie to kind of set up where they came from. Good thing we still had the set lying around.
So to speak.
Maybe you should take a break. You know, we could all use a vacation.
Come on, where on earth would we go on vacation?
I don't know about you, but I want to go to Connecticut.
On the loose, several animals, including the world-famous...
We actually reused some footage from the first film, give it a TV look.
It's Meredith Vieira in the Today Show, which I love.
Yeah.
Watch every day.
Setting up Nana here.
Previously on 24. This is a good opportunity, even if you didn't see the movie. We kind of replayed a little bit the first movie. If you didn't see that it would just keep people up to speed.
To mourn the loss of their beloved zoo animal.
Al Roker.
Yeah, and Leslie Stahl was the other one, 60 Minutes.
The song that drove parents crazy is coming up soon. You know, we thought it would be fun to kind of have this kind of NASA moment with them going up in the elevator. And, I mean, Guillermo Navarro came in, and we should talk about him, but he really helped us with our cinematography. And this is a shot he devised. He thought it was an important shot to kind of set up the kind of the world and where we left off. And an excruciating shot for the people who had to light it. And Mark, I don't know.
For a year.
A year.
I think this is the most expensive shot in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a great shot, though.
I like to move it, move it.
He likes to move it, move it.
She likes to move it, move it.
When we play this with the kids, they automatically all start getting up and dancing. It's like great. This song is like candy to these kids.
There's the duty-free shop in the background. If you can see it, you can buy your coconuts and masks there.
Glad we can introduce you to the toilet.
If you ever come to look us up in Manhattan, feel free to call first.
So we just thought it'd be fun to use that plane that we set up in the first movie. Originally, it was Amelia Earhart's Lost Plane.
Yeah. You can't leave without this.
And it turned into a Madagascar tour plane, right? In French tour plane.
Yeah, I'm a lady. I'm a lady, everyone. I'm a lady. Not really. It's me, King Julian. Which of you is attracted to me? Hands up.
Sacha Baron Cohen as King Julian. A lot of improvisation for us, like this little song there. And
I've watched, we can use about 10% of his improv
Yeah, exactly.
if we want to get a PG rating.
My plane. Until I return with the spoils from the new country, Stevie will be in charge.
I was just thinking and watching this, going back to actually the beginning, and this would be watching it in boards at the long time ago, but think about Rob Koo. I had a story who, especially the opening and all of that, but this, through all of this and how it developed, you're talking about Guillermo, but just how it all starts with those boards, boy.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know, we start with drawings. We draw thousands and thousands of drawings to put the film up, you know, and watch it like a movie before we do any kind of animation. So we really count on these artists to kind of help with our cinematography, our story. They come up with a lot of gags and lines as well.
Struts, check. Flaps, check. Engine, check. Coffee maker, check.
Andy Richter is so funny.
Doesn't seem like airport security will change in the next 20 years, so that gag might hold up. We always joked about the world's biggest slingshot, since this is the second, was the Madagascar space program. I think that line got cut eventually.
Goodbye.
New York City, here we come, baby.
Pray to your personal god, this hunk of junk flies.
Personal god hunk. What?
We are ghosts.
Open the door, I'm outside.
In case of loss in
Great effects work on this plane from Scott Peterson and his team.
Excuse me, miss.
All through this scene and coming up with the plane crash, just an incredible amount of work to get all this smoke and props and pieces of metal falling off the plane and all that sort of thing. Those vines right there, huge effort. great sound there as that plane falls into the
Skywalker
jungle.
guys.
That's a great joke. Always gets a huge laugh.
We should have
I
ended.
love the one guy that falls off.
Yeah, we could have ended the movie there. You know.
Well, that kind of was the end of the movie for Mort for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just loved Andy
We left
so
him
much.
behind,
Loved
but
Mort.
You know, we used to have this dream Alex would have about being back in New York and being a nightmare, and he'd be waking up from it here, and then ended up being cut, and we just seemed to work
right.
okay with the lightning.
Hey, Mort. That was weird.
Hey, somebody's dreaming, huh?
I think I just saw Mort on the wing of the plane.
You got Madagascar on the brain.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
was
I'm
quite
good.
it was incredible, wasn't
quite
it?
a vacation.
Yeah, I think it'll seem much more fun the further away we get from
Like
it.
when you bit me on the butt?
I'm gonna take that thing you're holding on to, and I'm gonna use it on stage. It's all part of my little actor's salad bar of...
This was a tough little scene because we'd had all this fun action, and we kind of needed to get out some information here, and we must have had dozens of different versions of this conversation.
Just sign up for the breeding program.
Breeding program?
I think we are.
It was like the tourist skeletons. They didn't really do much to clean out the plane, you know. All these old tourists from the Madagascar tour.
Like dating?
Yeah, dating.
Other guys?
What do you mean, other guys?
Darn it. What is holding up that beverage service? I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, y'all keep.
That was a great example of just like what the animators do to capture the essence of David Schwimmer, especially when he's looking awkward and gets up and leave. And I mean, it helps to videotape them all the recording, but the animators are great at caricaturing these kinds of expressions.
This is first class. It's nothing.
I felt that was one place where Rex Grignon, our head of animation, really pushed more on this. It's like it's not quite as we don't have as much of that like stretchy kind of goofy kind of thing, but we went more in the acting. I think is much more subtle, and don't you think?
Yeah, it was great to push the nuance, you know.
What happened to your body? You're
our
freaking
section.
me out. Can you please go over there, please?
It's one of the things we were able to do, you know, with this film, since we knew the characters so well after working with them for 5 years on the first film. You know, we knew we could kind of go to sort of deeper, richer, more emotional places with them. It really put some demands on the animators to at times really get that subtlety and really sort of show what's going on deep inside our characters in some of those emotional moments.
Just coming into the plane crash sequence, which I think is the first sequence we actually put into production. I think, Tom, you originally boarded this, and it's very close to what you did like 3 years ago, and it was like one of the hardest sequences, and it was also our first sequence, which was good, but it was a bit of a challenge getting it through.
Bold move.
A bold move.
Right, and
The effects work in this is just fantastic. I mean, that's what really makes it.
We're crash landing.
and Skipper is your alter ego.
Yeah.
Do you have like a little doll at home that you?
Yes, doll. The doll is great. I mean, that was the first scene with the doll, and I think Murray wanted to. Eventually, we named it Lola after the Copacabana song at the end of the movie.
It's an amazing shot here. So all these objects floating around. Big challenge for the effects guys.
I can fly. This could be it, Marty. I just want you to know you were.
You know, this is one of the scenes where we actually got Ben and Chris together and recorded them performing this scene. And so it was really funny to just sit back and watch them play off each other. In fact, they did more iPod humor with Marty saying, I had 10,015 songs on that thing. And then Alex would say, Neil Diamond didn't write 10,000 songs. And it was...
Oh, so now you're dissing Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
I think it was also an area where Guillermo Navarro, who came in, really helped us kind of do some cinema on that. We had, it's really fun. We had layout people we just shot it live action. We had some of the layout artists sitting on top of chairs, and he'd move the camera around, and I think he helped us really push to make it more dynamic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was
Dump the couch on its back so
Yeah.
that the animators are in the couch looking
Shaking.
up into the ceiling and shaking the couch. It was very low rent, low tech stuff. But it really helped us in a very quick and inexpensive way to find ways to shoot the sequence, keep it dynamic and not get sort of locked into sort of standard cliche setups.
I miss the line though. It says, "Kiss it like you kiss your sister." I think Tom, you also used to say,
like
"Kiss
you're
it-"
kissing the Pope's ring.
Yeah, kissing the Pope's ring. I love that line, but we had to cut it out for timing. But it was a great line. being a good Catholic boy, I like that one.
Commence emergency landing procedure. Flaps up. Deploy.
You know, just to mention the clouds here, when we took a trip to Africa, we realized that the clouds would be 2/3 of our set, and so we had to come in and talk to the smart people about how to build the clouds, you know, and make them three-dimensional so we could light them in particular ways.
What happened to the plane?
Okay.
What did y'all do to the plane?
Okay.
Remember Kendall Cronkite, our production designer's early viz dev on this, the visual development on this scene. Remember how graphic, it's beautiful paintings of very, very graphic trees. Because we wanted this to look we didn't want it to tip off that we were in Africa here.
Right, more
We wanted it
ambiguous.
to be very ambiguous in this scene.
So we hid the horizon line, and Kendall kept it kind of moody.
How are you gonna fix this?
Grit, spin, and a whole lot of duct tape. We should be up and running in, say, 6 to 9 months.
69 months?
No, 6 to 9.
There's Ben ad-libbing, which kind of brought about that 69 months gag throughout the film.
You to reconfigure the
Great,
design.
that's a great
So start reconfiguring.
How do you estimate that?
You, pretty boy. Why don't you and your friends dig a latrine? Maybe find water.
Oh, hold on a second. Who made you king of the...
You know, and the switchblade came up too. We were just wondering if we could actually get away with it, and we're prepared to do a switchblade comb in case we couldn't. Yeah. But a switchblade's funny.
Yeah, that's right. You will remain in charge.
You and your little hippie friends can stay out of our hair.
Correctamundo. Because I decided to.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many little details that are great. I mean, you can look at this endlessly about the controls in the cockpit, or the air mask that Melman's breathing through. It's in French on the airbag part.
Little
of
guy
it.
with a beret.
Yeah.
Hello? Are they gonna fix this plane?
You know, grit and spit and spit. A lot of spit.
There's even an artist creating Marty's drink, you know, and making sure it looks, you know, it bumps around and the cubes are floating correctly. And
Stuck here.
you get nothing for free in these movies. There's always an artist behind it.
Okay. Yeah. But love ain't gonna get us home, guys.
Behold the lion!
Bill Winters Safaris. There's our tribute to Bill Winters.
Yeah, he was our guide in Africa when we went to Africa.
We took all the creative leads from the film. You know, Jeffrey Katzenberg said, if you're going to make a movie that takes place in Africa, you've got to go and see it. And he happened to have a plane, and and he took us there. And we had a great trip, like 10 days and
Oh, it was amazing.
9 reserves. And
You know, when Alex was chasing the Jeep, the shot seemed a little bit soft focus. Can we fix that, you guys?
We have I'm keeping a file of notes that we've gotten since the movie's come out.
So this is another scene that, you know, we talked about. Was it too violent? Was it, you know, over the top? And what I think really helps here is the music. The music just makes it so silly and ridiculous that I don't think anyone's ever questioned that since it came out.
go ahead.
Created that polka kind of, you know, theme for Nana, where we could just, you know, do covers in polka, and that was kind of her music. We originally had the Star Trek fight music in there, and which, if you didn't get the joke, seemed really dark. So.
Thank you, dear.
Moving on.
The thing is, you know, it's like you can beat Nana up as long as she never gets hurt and she always wins.
Yeah.
And you're harassing little old ladies?
Out of my mind?
Ha! Who's out of my mind now?
See if you can get an operator.
No problem. Out of my mind.
I think we're just about to reveal the beautiful, we called it the Jurassic Park shot. Our first reveal of the watering hole. And this, I think, is where the art team did an amazing job. You can really see the fact that they went to Africa and took it all in, because I think this is such a beautiful shot.
I remember, Murray, you always wanted to make sure we did this right, you know, to make sure that we landed the moment here.
Well, it's like landing in Oz, you know?
Yeah.
We always...
There's the first sighting of our crowds, which is an incredible task for us, you know. We didn't know if we could do this. And
I think our crowd team did like 4 times the amount of crowds that we've ever done in a movie before, and they did an amazing job, Justin and his team.
No, it's more than that. It's like deja vu, like I've been here before.
And on top of the, you know, fact that you've just got thousands of animals, you've got all animals of all different sizes, and some are on 2 legs and some are on 4, and just managing all those extras and making sure they're not crashing into each other is just a monumental task.
Putting them in grass.
Yeah.
Here's a piece where a lot of the animators actually used to film themselves doing the line and show it to the director so they have a really quick feedback on the acting. And one of the animators, Carlos, did a few of these shots. And every time I see these shots, I see Carlos acting them out.
yeah. And it's also just a testament to Ben Stiller and just his creativeness and ad-libbing all this stuff. Yeah.
Good greetings.
Is he dancing
That's
about a
Fergie.
plane crash?
Yeah, Fergie is the hippo. Little cameo.
Sorry.
You mean you came from off the reserve?
Yeah, way off. From the Central Park Zoo, actually.
So now we're not in the 70s anymore, so no more sideburns.
Don't strain yourself.
What's going on here?
And then the coughing that Bernie had done there was actually, he did cough when he tried to roar, and it just seemed fitting for the character, so I actually put it in.
We searched and searched for the right voice for Zuba, Alex's father here, and it was really tough, because we needed this conflict between father and son, but, we're not making the great Santini here, we wanted him to still be warm and for audiences to know that, he still loved his son, and for that, ultimately, you just hope that they come together again. But then when we found Bernie, it was just perfect.
Yeah. And Sherry Shepherd, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
One person that could sort of hold her own.
She's a great actor.
Yeah, up against Bernie Mac. We wanted somebody tough.
Like New York Knicks.
We went through so many birthmark signs, Some were African symbology for, fighting lion, and it ended up being Africa and Madagascar, but
Not too subtle.
the kids understand it, I suppose. Yeah, not too subtle.
I think this is one of the areas the animators really landed. I think this was John Hill's team, if I'm not mistaken, and this sequence, I think, as it was just seen as the starting to recognize as Alex, is really powerful, and the animators, with very little, just really landed us and made it so emotional.
Yeah, even like little eye twitches
Yeah, it's
and eye
beautiful.
darts really kind of help sell the subtlety.
Mom and Dad? Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
It's my mom and Dad. I've got a mom and Dad. My baby is alive.
We ended up having a lot of these 360 shots in it, which 360 shots in the movie that were incredibly hard to light because you have to light it from every angle. And but we had a lot of these, and the lighters really, made it a great effort to give us what we wanted.
Here we have Zuba. 20 years later, if you'd notice, he's got a little bit of a grey streak in his hair.
You mean Makunga?
Makunga, sorry. I think this was partly, didn't Kendall see someone at an airport who had a grey streak in their hair and she thought it'd be great for the character?
Yeah,
I saw that guy too. I was at the airport the same day.
Yeah. Rob Koo, of course, put the Dick in Makunga's hands that he was playing with.
Which was kind of like in Africa. We just saw Dicks everywhere. So we figured we had
What
to
do you
use
call
them.
him, Tom?
Africa's Cheetos. It's, every animal snacks on them. Kendall was great. We did this Lawrence of Arabia bit here, and she made sure, that it was their hats were made out of the parachute they landed in, just to try and keep the details real, to make the world a little real.
I'm kind of new around here. Hey, Marty. Hey, Marty. Hey.
And we said, Chris, we want you to voice every zebra in Africa. He just said, okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. He was so wonderful about it. And then we just have him say the same line over and over
Right,
again.
you'd have to say it's crack-a-lackin' like 50 times.
Yeah.
It's crack-a-lackin', it's crack-a-lackin', it's crack-a-lackin'.
What if you catch a cold? We go over to the dying holes and we die. Okay, you guys.
It's very difficult in the production design of this is to differentiate our characters from the other African animals, and Kendall and Cronkite and Shannon Jeffries did a great job of desaturating the other animals, having them slightly different designs, and to pull our main characters out, which is really hard.
And then the whole problem of just getting the animals to stand out from the background in general, because they're made to blend in so they don't get eaten.
Yeah, we learned that Mother Nature knows what she's doing. We'd put our lions out in a field of grass, and suddenly we couldn't see them anymore. So we had to bring up their color and knock back the color of the grass and other tricks to make sure our characters popped.
I think with the lions, we designed them once, and Kendall felt strongly that they looked too similar to Alex and Zuba, that we had to go back and actually redo all our lions to make them stand out more.
Of course, with the zebras, it's the other way. They all look just like Marty, with little variations.
All right.
How do I look? Technically, a traditional witch doctor has a bone through his nose.
Huh? Don't worry, it's just a clip-on.
Voila! He's a witch doctor!
Ah, my mother will be so happy.
You know, originally all these scenes were kind of individual scenes, and then it's great that we kind of, you know, did the intercutting here, and we really tightened them up, you know, so we could just make it a party scene.
We had Will on the film, you know, to help with work with Hans Zimmer to do music, but he also did voices, and he did this what he called his deep dark chocolate voice for Moto Moto, and we just knew we had to use him. It was so much fun. We were even in the studio doing that voice then, and he said, "You know, I got an idea for a song." It's like it just hit him. And then he pulled a piano bench over and started banging on it in front of the mic, you know, boom, 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 boom. And then he started to do that.
So wonderful.
And he ran in back behind into the booth and pushed the engineer aside and started using his software to cut it together. And in 20 minutes, he had the song pretty much as it appears in the film.
The other lions were wondering when you were going to banish your son.
What are you talking about, Makunga?
It's nothing really.
You know, also with Moto Moto, it's great that the guys who rigged our virtual puppets, you know, we wanted to have him be able to flex his pecs and also flex his butt cheeks like he would his pecs, and you know, so they gave the animators the tools to do that.
It's a traditional coming of age ceremony where young lions earn their mane.
It's always kind of surreal when you're just doing your job and you're saying things like, "We need more butt cheek flex," or something.
Yeah.
Well, it was always the little hairs on Motomo's chest kind of creeped me out personally.
Yeah. It used to go a lot lower. We had to, what is it called, manscaping?
Wonderful. Good luck, Alakay.
Where I come from, we say break a leg.
Oh, that's my boy! I'm a private dancer, a dancer for my...
Sasha did this. It wasn't even in the film, this little song. He just said, "I think it'd be great if Julian sang Private Dancer." And he went off for like 10 minutes doing this song and dancing and...
Well, didn't he do like an hour of all different songs?
Yeah, he did many songs.
Funny.
My favorite was when he was singing Word Up by Cameo. That was great.
But then this little sequence, you know, we just thought a nice little comedic introduction to get us in, and then we remembered Sasha's singing and found a place to put it in.
Yeah, I mean, we could make a film on each of these characters, and, you know, that's the hard part of the job is, like, you know, losing a lot of stuff to fit it into the story into the movie.
It was a big challenge on this story, just because we carried 12 characters, 13 characters from Mad 1, and then all the characters they met, so it was a big challenge just to service everybody.
What have I done? Come on, take the bait.
What's going on? Look at the poor little guy.
Is it dead?
I think this is the first sequence we did the 3D clouds in. It took him a long time to get it worked out, but I think it looks beautiful.
I will give him the kiss of life.
And this is always fun with the Penguins, you know, they never have to really support the story, so they can always just be comic relief in a way. That's why they're so fun to work with.
Reverse. Gas. Music.
We just all love Boston so much. We just really wanted to get into the film.
Now, what about this Nana getting tossed out through the windshield? Was that a Rob 2 special, or was that...
Well,
we had a whole fight sequence here at one point, I remember.
Yeah.
Now this joke was Jeffrey's joke. I remember we showed it to Jeffrey, and he said, they got to stop and say, "Is she dead?" And no, and go back for her, so... Yeah.
But remember the sound
Jeffrey
effect was
Katzenberg.
really important on that, when they hit the beach ball sound of
Right.
hitting. Because when it was too harsh, it just went, ooh.
No one likes their grandmas being hit by jeeps.
Yeah.
Boy, Nana can't survive without it.
Wow, you are one tough cookie.
Brownies, Troop 416, young.
So this is the extension to the sequence. We completed the sequence, and then we added this beat as Nana became a bigger character throughout the movie.
Yeah, originally we had many types of villains. We had evil hunter poachers. We had, who was it, Eric?
German princess or...
Gerda von Ischgabibel.
Gerda von Ischgabibel.
Who needed a blue-eyed lion, and so it was all, you know, all these diabolical plans to dam the river that feeds the reserve. And
Yeah, she was a princess from...
Lowen Brauenstein.
Stein.
Sounds like a bottle of lager.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. But this was great. It was suggested in a story meeting that we just, you know, use Nana. And it just fell into place because it became more of a cause and effect situation with her and the tourists losing their jeeps.
Yeah, and she's really not the villain either. I mean, it's...
Yeah, it's really more
An
Makunga who's
obstacle.
pulling the strings and doing the evil stuff.
We'll talk about lighting here. It's so beautiful.
You remember?
A little harder than I...
You never step on the right end. You always step on the bottom end.
I love Bernie in this sequence. I think he does such a great job, and so much of it was ad-libbed, and it just makes him so sweet. This is a great sequence, I think, for the family dynamic.
Remember Bernie went into this whole ad lib about Alex hiding in a box. He wouldn't come to dinner. We didn't have boxes in Africa, so we couldn't use it, but it was really cute. The music here is really beautiful. Underneath this scene, it really helps with the emotions. Again, Hans Zimmer.
Your father did everything he could. He tracked those hunters for weeks, far off the reserve.
Finally, I had to assume that the hunters, well...
We thought...
We knew we wanted this sort of nice, warm light in here, and weren't sure exactly how to achieve it. You know, you never, throughout the scene, you never really see the source of that light until the very end, which is another, I think, idea that came from the story department.
Foofy.
Foofy?
Foofy? Woman, he doesn't want that thing. It's my foofy.
Kids always like the foofy joke. They can identify.
Zuba, you better give him his foofy.
I mean, no. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a great line that Sherry ad-libbed.
Well, son, you get your rest. You have a big day tomorrow. You're gonna need all your strength.
I am gonna bring the house down for you, Dad.
I hope so.
You know, as opposed to the first one, I think you were talking about this before, Murray, we really wanted the opportunity to flex muscles in animation, both with broad and the subtle stuff. And this is where the animators really came through with, like, bringing that. I mean, we didn't really have too much of that in the first movie, and so the story alone just created opportunities to do this kind of acting.
My son's a king. My son's a king.
Especially this moment coming up here where she kisses him. I love that moment. We used to have dialogue. Remember?
Wasn't this you kind of insisting how when you had little children, you used to just stare at your children? I think
Well, they
this
still
came
get,
from
my
a
kids
story
are
where you
older in
stare
their
at
20s.
your-
They still get mad because I go in when they're sleeping and just stare at them.
Also, they were trying to go to sleep and them saying, "Go away, Mom, go away."
We should have just kept her there, really.
Peeking.
We did have her there, and then Zuba would come and get her. Come on, honey, let the boy sleep.
Everybody appears very tired. I think we're lost. Hey,
We're back to our polka.
You're going?
No, but I'm going with a skip in my step and a smile on my face.
Sure, right, okay.
And that's Philly Joe, who is Steven, and Steven was the reader who'd work with the actors every time we record him, and he's an actor himself, and he does voices, and he was great. He's Philly Joe with the video camera, as well as one of the giraffes, Steven, named after him.
You're in my light, Steven.
Yeah.
This is a great work that Philippe Gluckman and Scott Peterson did with lighting and effects to make this gag play.
Gather round, children.
There's the corporate ladder people. There used to be about 25 of them. We're going, what's all with the corporate ladder people? So we had to find more variety with T-shirts.
Am I right?
She's right.
If we need shelter, we build skyscrapers.
Exactly.
If we need water, we build a dam.
Come on! We're New Yorkers for crying out loud!
If we can make it there, we can make it anywhere!
I'm coming, King Julian. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
More so fun. I mean, Andy Richter is just like, he created the Tra-La-La song, and he's the only one that we could get to that falsetto voice and not have it be really super annoying. He's just funny, you know.
But that was a challenge, you know, to see. We had to make sure the shark we didn't see him in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Because we added that scene. Huh?
Couldn't show the shark in the water.
6'2", 9 years.
Private, what happened to our thumbs?
Haven't seen him since yesterday, sir. Darn you, Darwin!
Nobody goes AWOL on my watch. Private, you're coming with me. Rika, you're coming with me. We'll track him down and bring him in for court-martial.
That won't be necessary. We've recruited a few extra thumbs.
It's sort of the the infinite number of monkeys concept, which allows you to accomplish anything.
We had a few jokes about writing the works of Shakespeare eventually, but those kind of went away.
And Mason, played by Conrad Vernon. Director, one of the directors of Monsters vs. Alien and Shrek 2.
Now let's get to work.
I love the fact that most of the animals in the movie talk, apart from the monkeys. They're actual monkeys. They don't talk.
And the flamingos.
And the flamingos. And the dik-diks. Well, the dik-diks talk a little bit.
Yeah, we call that monkey Mason because Conrad does his best James Mason impersonation.
He's the only talking monkey.
Whenever Phil does sign language as well, do our research and bring in people that know sign language so the animators can actually get it right.
All right, so, little Cub Scouts, just remember a great dance performance comes from the heart. Just comes straight from the heart, you'll never go wrong.
We used to have Alex here with mime makeup. He looked like a mime. And we just, since we wanted this emotional scene, after he gets banished, it didn't really, it was hard to take seriously with the mime face makeup. Yeah, it was a clown, more or less a clown.
Battle sort of thing? Like a dance-off?
Sure.
Great, love that. Freestyle, put your moves out. Who do you think would be a good match for me? Just to keep things...
This was one of the first ideas in the film, that Alex would go through this rites of passage. We tried many things, even alluding to circumcision at one point, different gags. But, it kept coming back to this idea that, Eitan Cohen, our writer, came up with that Alex would do this dance performance and actually do West Side Story. And we went away from it for a few times, but it just kept coming back because it just seemed so Alex.
Yeah, when his dad was explaining it to him, he used to say, "There's not going to be any snipping, is there?" And then Zuba would laugh and say, "Not if you're quick."
Yeah.
Let us begin the rite of passage ceremony.
Come on, baby. Make Mama proud.
Oh, woman, I'm trying to take care of business.
On it, Mom.
So who will be the first participant?
Me. Oh, me.
How about you?
Please.
The tall, handsome.
We used to have this just to make it clear that the Cubs would pick out partners to fight, and I think one of them fought, like, Grampy, the elderly lion.
They all picked lines they could beat.
Like
the other one, his little brother. Yeah.
I think Grampy said, "Hey, you, get off my lawn," or something.
Yeah.
And Wheezy, I think, was the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody wake him up.
Teesy was fun, and this is great because we wanted to do these muscles like popping out of him, and they went to great lengths to have two models of Teetsy. One was kind of the lethargic one, and one was fully ripped, but they could make these muscles pop out of it, which is really fun.
Do this, huh? Come on, Tsetse Fly. Little Tsetse Fly, come on, let's see your stuff. Bring it.
Let's dance.
Okay, but it's only fair to warn you that I am a protege of Fosse and Robbins.
I like how, despite all his fierceness, he gets kind of like, not dance. He gets kind of bummed out.
It is great, and as earlier before, the animators would act this out and videotape themselves dancing. We had a choreographer, Yako, who also kind of broke down the whole West Side Story kind of choreography and was an aid to the animators as well.
No, Pop.
And also the Cubs coming out, a lot of African movement. We had the African dance and had them choreographed a whole dance for them.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Alakay, are you hurt?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Oh,
Did I win? Oh, no, son. How could this happen? You told us you were...
Even for things like Alex's black eye, we had to track it through the movie. And, different stages, and I'm sure it's the same kind of continuity you'd have in live action, but there's 3 different stages for Alex's black eye that kind of thread throughout the movie. As well as the fruit hat has 3 stages of slowly wilting, yes.
Imagine that today Zuba would have to banish his own son.
Zuba, no.
Just for the choreography here, with these grandstands, again, Guillermo Navarro encouraging us to kind of shoot these scenes kind of low-tech with video cameras and just people around the studio being the actors, and it really helped in our low-tech version of shooting these shots to kind of choreograph the staging and the blocking.
I think on this one, I remember we went outside PDI and shot it like on the stands where they had the baseball, so we could have the actual steps, and Noel and the team kind of all out there in the cold shooting it.
Yeah. There's probably 60% of the movie we probably shot that way.
I just wanted to have H, our editor, cut that together so we had a version of video, us acting it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Acting them.
TT! Get the hat. As your new leader, I hereby banish Alakay. He shall wear this hat of shame.
You know, these hats of shame, they actually have this in some tribes in Africa. Eric had researched, you know. So when we were unsure of whether we should have Alex wearing a fruit hat for a third of the movie, it was justified by reality.
Yeah, they make these kids, if they fail the rite of passage, wear this big, flowery, feathery hat of embarrassment.
What did you expect, son?
I don't know, maybe a little fatherly advice.
You know, we used to try and justify where they had gone, and they're far away from the watering hole here in the dik-dik area, with all the dik-dik surrounding them. But we decided we didn't need to explain it as much as just get into the meat of the scene.
Yeah. We used to have a lot of dik-dik jokes, remember?
Yeah.
And then we were afraid that people wouldn't know that was a real animal.
Yeah.
I think this was one of the sequences we reworked more than any other sequence, maybe.
Right. It was tough. It's the big split between father and son.
And
So
Hans
finding the
here,
right tone, you know.
Hans, with this bit, you know, wanted to be really subtle with the music, and you know, had that nice piano beat. And when we were in London scoring, Eric's son actually had the opportunity to sit down at the piano and play those chords. So
yeah, he was thrilled.
Eric's tearing up right now as we're talking about it.
You can see I'm covered in brown spots. Okay, that bone will be good as new in a few weeks.
So I don't have to pick out a dying
I think in this sequence, do you remember we used to have the ostrich
giving birth
at one stage?
That's right, Melvin was delivering an egg.
Melvin was delivering
12-pound omelet.
Yeah, 12-pound omelet.
Schwimmer had a great line too, and he said, "Don't worry about the shell; he'll grow out of it."
Whoa!
That's right.
He also had an assistant, Sandy, who is on the cutting room floor, the gum-chewing, clipboard-toting Sandy.
I'd love to know what the elephant did to get his trunk in such a knot. Melman says he's been naughty. I want to know what that actually means.
Don't ask.
Thanks, Doc.
So this witch...
That was the old magic trick, too, with the elephant, because the knot was actually not part of his trunk. It was actually a model and put on there, so we had to find a way to get rid of the knot, and so the animator pulled it off screen, and we did the old switcheroo with the trunk. This is Cassidy Curtis's sequence. He did a great job with his crew to bring out the comedy in Melman.
This is, of course, from the first film when Marty did his show at the zoo in New York City.
Oh! Ta-da! That guy's got talent.
And it helped him, too, because I believe they kind of used... They started with the effects of the water that we actually used in the first movie, so it gave the effects artists like a helping hand there, because water is extremely difficult for effects, you know, to get it to look right.
I mean, this actually, you wouldn't think of as being a really difficult effect sequence, but between the water and the grass, it's not like it's explosions or anything. It was a really tricky sequence for our effects team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had many debates over this shot here about the water hitting Marty, because that's a really hard contact when water contacts another character. So,
and wet characters are very difficult as well.
It's in our blood. I always thought I was a little...
Something that's probably really easy in live action, but really hard in computer animation.
Force of nature. 1,000,000 points of light.
A lot of help, too, from Skywalker Sound, you know, mixing a million zebras and, you know, trying to make them feel like a really huge group.
Looks impressive, Kowalski, but would fly.
Yes, if we fold it here.
Remember, this is Eric's joke. That was always funny. Folding it here.
This is another huge scene. This took a long time to choreograph all these monkeys.
And if you notice here, that's meant to be toilets that get knocked over, and we moved by it so fast that it's hard to probably catch it, but a lot of thought went into that joke.
And another little great thing is when we come in on the plane here, you see Lunch Monkey underneath the plane eating his banana. I always love seeing that little guy, and so the crowdspeople would just put little monkeys everywhere doing
They have their
thing.
own little jokes going.
Yeah.
They could probably like find Waldo. Where's Waldo?
This was another scene that we shot with Guillermo, you know, and a lot of the ideas with these monkeys coming along and tearing apart the plane is sort of their relationships all get torn apart, came out of that live-action shoot.
Yeah, when we started, it just played like Talking Heads, you know, and it's like, well, what do we have around the plane? And monkeys came up, and so people pretended to be monkeys pulling chairs out from under them, and it gave it a little bit of life.
It is in
One of the tools that the art department team used, they before the movie starts, they ask us about the emotional highs or lows that's going on in the film, and obviously this is a moment where things are going wrong for the characters. And if you notice, the skies are grey, and maybe people don't connect that, but it really helps with the film. That threat, when things are down, you'll see kind of skies are grey, the colours pulled out, and when things are really happy for our characters, they're the most colourful scenes, and Kendall and the team will track this and plan the sequences around the emotional beats of the sequence.
Melman, Florrie,
Hey, I thought you guys were friends.
Come on, guys, Marty's absolutely right.
It's always fun to hear the ripple go through the crowd as they realize slowly, wait a minute, oh, that's he's not Marty. Oh. Kind of as Alex is discovering it, the audience is discovering it too.
This is another great scene where Ben and Chris, again in the same room, kind of played off each other and brought this scene to life.
A lot. You look a lot alike. Marty, you look a lot alike. Come on. You laugh alike. You talk alike. He has the same sort of speech pattern. I mean, it's a little weird, really. You guys are, I mean, come on. Marty.
So, you're saying
this is another one where you see the live-action reference coming through from the animator. I think it's Jason Spencer Goldsworth.
It even looks like Jason.
Yeah.
It does look like Jason.
Because a lot of times the animators will look in a mirror when they're doing these performances, and as much as you can get Ben Stiller, you can also get the animator in there as well.
No. How about a T-shirt that says, "I was stupid. I'm not stupid. Not you stupid. Him stupid."
You know what? While you've been off doing the prancing pony with your new posse, I've been having pretty much the worst day of my life, okay?
It's always about you, isn't it?
My problems are
Way in the distance behind Marty, you know, there's 1,000 zebras, and you watch close, you see them, they're grazing, they're moving around.
Run away, Marty. Run away. That's what you do best, just like
It's that
back in New York.
little touch
I'm
just
right here,
helps
but you
keep it
can't
real.
tell that, right? You're one of a million friend. Hopes you enjoy.
Great scope in this, you know. This film could have benefited from 3D in a way, you know, but, you know, we're fortunate not to jump through all those hoops, you know, and it is the last 2D movie for DreamWorks, so if you kids run up and touch the screen and feel how smooth it is, enjoy, because it will soon have 3D effect.
Marty, don't go.
Giddy up, giddy up!
Stereoscopic.
I mean, all these environments, you know, a lot of the tone and the feel of these spaces come from our trip to Africa. You know, we really, shared these sunsets or what have you together. And so when we came back to the studio, it was kind of like a shorthand for us with the creative leads. You know, remember that day when the sun was going down on the Masai Mara and the trees were silhouette.
Yeah. Get up to watch the sunrise.
And so it was kind of a real shorthand for us.
I would do all the things I've ever dreamed of doing.
King Julian's moved up in the world now. He's riding on ostriches instead of flamingos, if you notice. Throughout the movie, we track as King Julian's apparent rise as king. You'll notice that he's riding a higher class of animal each time.
Yeah. Again, Sasha ad-libbing this scene. We had something else in here, and he decided Julian would want to whistle. And he probably whistled a dozen songs, too. This is Man-Eater by Hall & Oates. And he did the entire song, too, and so we have that on recorded.
A sad little head.
And invade a neighboring country and impose your own ideology. That was all Sasha.
There is this one thing.
What is it? Tell me.
I love this little bit here with Julian embracing Melman's head
I really had the guts to tell Gloria how I feel about her, how
and ignoring him at the same time.
tell Gloria how I feel about her, how I've always felt about her.
Fine, don't tell me. Oh! Is it a woman? Oh, you didn't tell me we're talking about a woman.
What are you afraid of?
We had so much flamingo trouble. We used to have many more flamingos, and they were really hot pink, and it was very distracting.
Your eye kept going to them.
And your eye kept going to them, so we had to kind of, make Julian and Maurice forefront.
You lean forward. Right?
This is a really beautiful shot.
Almost on the way. Then you let
And this one looks exactly like the color key that was painted.
Just a lips.
It's one of those scenes where you can see the original color key, and it turned out exactly how the art team envisaged it.
That's what's great about the art department is, all these key scenes and shots, they actually do paintings, very elaborate paintings that kind of set the mood and the lighting that the CG artists then try and emulate.
You hearing me? I don't think you heard.
You see, it's like before when you were talking about like each character could have their own movie. I always feel like Cedric.
Yeah.
You know, Maurice could
He's a
just
great partner for
go on.
Julian, and he's clearly the smarter one, but he also just loves to get into whatever Julian's into at the moment. And
Cedric's great because you want to sing? He's like, yeah, I'll sing. You know, did some great stuff in here.
I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna do it!
I love that happy little head.
Again, Will.i.am creating a song for the scene.
And this choreography is also derived from African dances. Yeko pulled together for us.
I think we started this without the choreography originally in animation, and it just wasn't feeling right, and so we brought a choreographer in, and it really made it feel more African.
That's right. They had a very traditional kind of a waltz.
Waltz or something.
Through no fault of their own, because that's how we were directing them, but it just didn't feel right as we were seeing the first scenes animated, and we stopped, put the choreographer in, and I think she did a great job, and Denis and his team did a great job in this sequence as well.
Yeah. And again, more moving camera. And this is something we weren't able to do on the first Madagascar just because we couldn't render these elaborate camera shots. And this is just another example of how technology has improved so much and enabled us to let the camera be choreographed as well as the characters.
And the layout team led by Noel Meyer, I think they're really excited to be able to move that camera around a lot more than they could have done in previous films. This is also in the sequence, at different times we had Moto animated, and I think he came across slightly more aggressive than what we were wanting him to, and when we went out there, and started testing him, people weren't really responding well to the character, and we went back and looked at every scene that Moto was in and just said, are we pushing him in a slightly seedier way? And we went back in, I guess we adjusted 5 or 6 of the shots in the sequence.
We dumbed him up.
We dumbed him up. And he played so much better the next time around. It was amazing just in those few moments where we changed him, the difference it could make to his overall character. Yeah, because he comes across like Joey from Friends now, I think, more. And I think at the time he was coming across a little bit more macho and maybe not quite as dumb and certainly not as sweet.
Yeah, making Gloria seem more victimized.
Fine-tuning.
We had a love story with Melman and Gloria in the first movie that we tried to play so many different ways, but ultimately we could never really fit it into the film. And so when we had the chance to do the sequel here, we found a way to put it in, and it's such a great component of the film, and works with the theme of just being who you are, whatever the rest of the world might expect you to be.
So remember in the first movie we had boarded to they did a dance to Dirty. It was like the Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. And then Gloria had a baby. She'd been at the breeding program at the zoo. She had a baby. Her water broke, and the penguins were all washed away.
My favorite.
And we got around and round, and we had forgotten to tell Jada that the character was no longer pregnant. And when we were doing the EPK at the end of the movie, she had mentioned it, and Murray had to update her.
But that is such a sweet speech you guys wrote for Melman there. I really do believe he loves her. It's so sweet.
How about this? This is for setting me up. And this is for stealing my dad's job.
If you look closely, you'll see Makunga's face drawn onto that nest. It's moving around so much, it's hard to probably catch, but again, one of those things we put in, and sometimes it's hard to read in the movie.
It's another huge challenge to get all these birds to do the right thing here.
And go back into their nest.
Had enough? Sure, fly away. Coward.
So this is a plot point that we, started with about the watering hole and there being a crisis at the watering hole. And when we went to Africa, there was a big drought, and it really kind of confirmed in our minds that this is a real legitimate crisis that could happen to these animals.
The importance of it.
Yeah.
You just see these herds of animals searching for the water.
What's going on here?
The watering hole's dried up. There's barely enough water for one of us.
Yes, good observation, Shirley.
I'm Bobby.
There's one tiny little watering hole near one place that we visited, and elephants just stood there pretty much 24 hours a day and guarded it so that they could have it to themselves.
To fight for it.
Fight for it?
Fight for it? That's crazy.
Well, that's not fair. You'd win.
Exactly, Shirley.
I'm Bobby.
Little squeak toy.
Yeah. And it's amazing with these crowds. There are actually cycles of animation that are really cleverly designed so that the characters can actually kind of transition from mood to mood. And we, when we speak with the crowd animators of like what we needed here, it'd be like confused chatter to confused worried looking to
Right.
to confused silence to. And so they do a really great job of keeping these animals alive and making them feel independent of each other, but still being able to emote.
You know, we were talking before about all the different villains we had for the film. At one point, we actually had Alec Baldwin early on playing a completely different character. He was playing himself in Africa, hiding out kind of from the PETA folks.
Yeah, he was
sort of represented.
tired of PETA, and
I think he got like a PETA plaque in the mail for all his hard work, and he used it for like skeet shooting.
And he recruited help to build his hunting lodge with actors.
It was an acting school.
He tricked the actors to build the young actors, saying it was an acting school. What was the line about carpenter or something?
Yeah, he said, they're building his lodge and they're complaining about having to build it and say, when are we going to start acting lessons? And he goes, suppose you had to play the part of a carpenter or a painter, you'll be well prepared.
Marty!
And then that character went away, and fortunately we were able to, repitch the Makunga character Alec, and he was perfect for that.
Just in case anyone wants to know, there's 4,231 zebras in that show.
But we asked for 8,000.
I know.
Also, sound-wise, with all these zebras chattering, the Skywalker folks had actually taken the dialogue from Chris behind the mic when we were just talking to him, and they actually used anything they could to fill out the sounds of, thousands and thousands of zebras. So if you listen closely, there might be Chris talking about his Kill the Messenger tour, or if he could have a water. Or
We had a version of the sequence where Alex doesn't actually recognize Marty in the crowd and just gives such an emotional, heartfelt speech that Marty comes out, and one of the executives, Bill Damashki, thought it'd be much more powerful if Alex actually recognized Marty, and I think we tried it, and we all agreed.
Yeah. Marty's turned the other way, so Alex technically is able to pick him out with the butt bite mark on his butt. And at one point, we even did that gag that's now at the end of the film here, where as they're walking off to the jungle, we see Alex take a peek at Marty's butt to make sure he's got the right zebra. But in a way, it sort of undermined the moment a little bit here. We wanted to just make it up and positive and heartfelt as these two guys go upriver. And then later, of course, we can get the gag in at the end of the film where we realize, he saw the butt mark.
So if you have a big screen TV or Blu-ray, you'll see as Marty's walking off at the end of this scene, he doesn't have his bite marks.
It would be confusing here, but then later they magically appear.
I see you in there. Yeah, you.
This is another example of where the computer world will generate so much of the set and light it, but it can't do everything. There's just too much data, really. So these really talented matte painters really kind of extend the set off into the horizon or the clouds if they have to, and they kind of add to where the set really ends up.
Horrible taste in friends. Well, not Melman and Gloria.
I was just going to say, sometimes even, Michael Collar and his team would take a matte painting and break it into levels so that we could actually do a camera move on it and get a little bit of parallax, even though there's not actually 3D elements back there.
Yeah, and make the leaves move within the paintings or the
clouds.
Yeah. And this is something Chris Rock, we showed him the scene, he thought it'd be funny if all the zebras really were into Alex's hat. So he jumped in the booth and recorded all these hat lines, probably the last few weeks of animation.
Okay, don't give up hope.
Listen up! I will help you! There's only one way.
You notice he's on top of an elephant now because he's getting more powerful in Africa.
Must simply make a small sacrifice to my good
This was an
friends,
animator's
the
idea that he'd lose his staff here.
The volcano!
Whoops.
What does that do?
Right, which in our mind, some dick went retrieved and gave to him and gets thrown in there.
This is a great beat that Sasha came up with. He thought he should have an argument with himself, and he just came up with it on the fly. And it probably lasted about 10 minutes long. And fortunately, we did have to cut it down, to keep the story moving.
I don't want another sacrifice, okay? Look at you, look skinny. No, I think I've had enough. Is that clear? The gods eat the sacrifice. They are great for it.
So again, with production design, the trees, they actually took a lot of the leaves off the trees at this point to make it feel drier. They added dust and atmospherics to make it feel just drier. And, there's hardly any clouds in the sky, and, everything is desaturated to kind of sell the dryness of it.
Now, all I need is someone who would like to go in the volcano and get eaten by God.
Yeah, we went through this with King Julian, the same kind of thing we did with Moto Moto, where it was like walking that line of not wanting to feel like a jerk because he's going to sacrifice an animal. So just going through a path and making him sweet.
He used to call everyone twit and nincompoop, and he just seemed a little...
This was a huge challenge for the crowds, and they were all running, chasing, and...
What's wrong with you?
I'm dying anyways. If there's a chance it will get you...
I was just thinking of the music on this, how all these themes are being done in different ways. And back in the, for King Julian, how I remember being so surprised I did when Hans did Move It in a orchestral.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
And it sounds beautiful. The song that's like, believe me, I got kids, I'm sick of that song, but when I hear Hans' version of it, it's so beautiful.
All the animals here used to be chanting sacrifice, sacrifice. And it just felt kind of dark, in a way. And then we changed it to celebrating Melman. And but this lip sync, I think, is still sacrifice if you look closely.
A miracle happened. Our son has come back to us. How come that is not good enough for you?
What are you saying, woman?
We lost him once, Zuba. Let's not lose
These are
him
one of the
again.
scenes you write, and you overwrite them, and they're probably 2 pages long. And then when you boil it down, there's only like a couple key lines that really sell the point.
Zuba! Zuba!
Get out of here!
What do you want, Makunga?
It's awful.
We always loved this scene, too, with Makunga coming here. And so then we kept having to change the ending of the watering hole scene when it dries up to make sure that we could motivate him coming. Remember, it was like how to keep that connected.
Of the reserve?
No.
I tried to stop him. I told him it was suicide, but he was determined to prove himself to you.
Sean Mahoney did this shot here, real great tribute to Alec in his expressions.
Hurry, Zuba!
This was a Baldwin ad lib.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Is this place done?
Now we come to the jungle. Very different than the jungles in Madagascar, which were very colorful and filled with beautiful foliage. This is the scary jungle.
I just want to show him I'm a real lion.
And it's difficult, within the story to try and find variety within the landscapes to, because it's all set in Africa, and
Lions don't dance. What?
the art department just did a fantastic job of, making you feel like you come to a new dynamic area, with its own feel and mood, and not get, environment fatigue.
I love the fact Alex still has his hat. He's left, and he still insists on wearing the hat of shame.
The wilted stage 3 hat.
Stage 3.
Here we used to have this scene where Nana was showing them how to hunt with her purse, and she was beating up a straw zebra.
It's her. Is this right?
She was just thrashing it, and she's funnier when she's more benign, and it made this reaction even funnier, because this is a reaction to her bashing the zebra.
Right. We keep her only when she's provoked.
Right.
She's violent.
Evasive maneuver! Squiggly squid maneuver!
So they're doing all these maneuvers to escape the spears, and Ben and Chris were just making up their own maneuvers, the squiggly squid, and Marty's saying Etch-a-Sketch, going
Which is
back
my
and forth.
favorite.
Isn't it a tribute? Is it the in-laws?
Yeah, they had the serpentine gag.
Serpentine. It started
in-laws.
with an homage to the in-laws.
And they took it to a new level. This was a tricky scene as well. They used to be chanting "jump," and it's a very dark-looking scene, and Melman's about to kill himself, and so again it musically with Hans they kind of made it more a celebration of Melman, which kind of made it more less dark.
For a long time, we were going to use songs here, weren't we? Didn't we have
Jump.
Jump by the Pointer
We had
Sisters?
Jump. We had the Ohio players doing Fire.
Hans shot down Van Halen.
Yeah, Hans just refused. We're not even going to do that.
This witch doctor scene, which is Eric, is Joe the Witch Doctor, used to be at the end of the movie, and it just felt like such an add-on that we decided to put it in here, which actually meant more to the scene.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Now we realize he's not dying, and the last thing we want him to do, obviously, is throw himself in.
That pull-out shot, I mean, this were crowds were Justin's group, and
Yeah.
just really went to town.
This was a big challenge for all the departments. I mean, the way this rock breaks away here, all that's done by hand.
Every crack is pre-scored into the rock so they can pull it apart.
You can't do this, Melman.
First of all, that hurts.
There was a swim around.
Yeah,
it really helps.
David.
Anyway.
Melman, I gotta know. Did you really mean all those things you said?
We thought it'd be funny if Melman was dressed as the bride, and Gloria's more of the groom, So he has this little bridal veil and orchids, and
Halfway round the world
it's kind of a reversal here.
to find out that the perfect guy for me
His lashes seem to go with
lives
it.
right
really
next
well.
door.
Then I guess it's you and me, neighbor. You and me.
It's amazing what these actors do. We go into a studio with just a microphone and nothing else, and we describe the sequence to them, and they have to just imagine all of this stuff that's going on around them. And for Schwimmer, he just picked up on the fact that Gloria's holding him by the horn, and thinking about that and how would Melman respond, and it just comes out of his imagination.
Come on.
This scene we had with the monkey striking, and it was before the big Hollywood strikes, in a way, the Writers Guild or the Actors Guild, probably a year before those happened, and we're kind of worried if we could still keep those in there and in good taste.
Can't you see
Hopefully
these
the
cowboys
actors
at
won't
my
come.
hand style?
Yeah.
No maternity leave.
But yeah, discussions of all the strike.
Maybe a certain someone wouldn't want these blowing around on the savannah.
This last photo used to have Skipper's tongue on the hula doll's cheek, but it just looked a little bit too
To
much.
Tone it down.
All right, you get your maternity leave.
I love this first reveal of the new plane as it's coming together.
We did so much work on the different stages of the plane. I think Alex did them all, and in the movie you just get glimpses of it, but a lot of work went into it.
Well, we didn't want to reveal the plane completely, which was the trick of it. You want to save it for the third act, for the big moment at the climax.
You can't eat a lion.
Hey, don't worry. It tastes like chicken.
The sequence looks really beautiful, and it's one of the sequences, like, quite often what happens on these movies is towards the end you start to run out of time to get them finished, and you give less and less time to some of the departments. And the lighting department had probably half the time they were used to, and they somehow pull out these beautiful images, and you can't tell at all. They just always pull it together at the end.
What were you thinking, son? You got no business being out here. This is it. I want you to stay behind me.
No, Dad, they're New Yorkers. They're just rude and frightened people.
Stay back.
So these are the stage 3 tourists, that are created all dirty and torn up and had.
Lord of the Flies tourists.
Yeah.
Remember the Alex performance used to be more of a pastiche act, where it
Yeah.
did have a little bit of everything, not just dancing. It had mime, as Eric called it, the
right.
mime acts, and other bits. But the dance just worked so well, and then the music just pulled it all together
Right.
that Hans and Will created.
It's also, you think about what the animators added to this, because it was,
So
it
much.
would be funny, and it got laughs, but not, and then when it got animated, it's just completely got big laughs.
Yeah, it really was one of those scenes where it was never going to really work until it was completely done.
Right.
And became, who knows how to do the worm?
Right.
Is there-
We
are
actually
there-
had people who
yeah.
like the
Yeah. Are there any poppers in the house? And then,
All the poppers came.
How does he do that?
It's funny. Talented group.
But early on, this was kind of always, in the early versions of the story, in different forms, that, Alex would save he and his father with some kind of performance.
So we're back to the butterfly that we saw little Alex doing at the start of the movie. I love how the father's just off kilter here, just as he gets in the air. He's doing a great job, but no, panic.
Face plant. We never really explained why all these African tourists just all happen to be from New York. happy accident.
Then some effects artists, instead of ricocheting off the barrel, actually had Alex getting shot and blood pouring out of him and put it up for us to review at one point. And it kind of worked in a way.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
She's got a gun! Let's get out while we can! Pass it on!
We were very happy to get a barrel of monkeys into this movie.
Yeah.
Love this.
We started with that idea and constructed a movie around it.
The dam! Pass it out!
And we went around and around with these telephone lines, you know.
But it's his funeral.
What?
What would happen, because the lines changed as they were, so we had to keep finding twisted versions of the lines going up the chain.
You know, you can't hear everything that Skywalker did with the sound with this plane. They did some amazing stuff where they took old engines and opened them up and dropped microphones down into them and sort of hand cranked them to get the sound of these gears meshing. And it's really cool stuff that they came up with. Of course, there's music and there's dialogue that covers a lot of it. But
we used to have Walking on Sunshine be the music in here as a joke, and no one seemed to really get the joke. And then Hans and his guys were trying all these different songs, and they hit on Copacabana, which is really, it's perfect.
And Lola got her name.
Yeah, and Lola got her name.
That's what I love about Lola, is it just makes it so absurd. It was absurd before, and when we added Lola, it became even more absurd.
Greater than someone else. No! Medic!
She's so determined. Throws a gun, she's got a magic bag, she's gonna take that plane out with a bag.
That was Murray's joke, by the way, the medic and the tape.
Bad kitties.
And this is probably the biggest effect shot, and the one they were really excited to get, the breaking water.
It cost hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds. We had to have a collection for that one, I think.
I jumped right in that volcano. If I wasn't so good at whistling.
We had a different version of this scene, and Sasha saw it, and he thought he could do better with it, you know, and this whole brought the whistling back around, and
reanimated it.
And we reanimated it, yeah. John Hill and his team.
Yeah. We had actually explored having lots of little cutaways to Mort and the shark traveling through the African landscape.
Oh, yeah.
It just became too much film for us, but...
It was a bus. Didn't he hijack a bus at some point? The shark was...
And there it was, the only death in the movie, a shark.
Look, Murray!
Gods needed a sacrifice.
That was quick.
I did it! I did it!
Usually animated films kill off parents, and we just killed off a shark, so...
There's another beat we had lots of. You did it, I did it 50%. No, you did it 60%.
Yeah.
It was a great Sasha beat that went on for about 5 minutes.
Oh, the ego's landing.
We used about 1 second of it in the end.
Now the fish, it's gonna be okay.
You know, we went around and around on like how to take care of Makunga here, and we actually had a version where Zuba took him out. We had a version where Alex took him out with a dance kick, and you know, we just thought it'd kind of make closure to Nana's story if she was the one that actually took him out.
It felt less expected.
Yeah.
We actually were going to have a beat later on at the end of the credits where Nana would be back in New York, and she'd see that
the tourists all coming into
tourists
JFK.
come into JFK, and there's Makunga
in a cat carrier.
A cat carrier for Nana.
Zuba, if I remember correctly, you quit the
I like their expressions on that shot.
were kicked out. So don't think for an instant that this...
And this is a great bit, and just pitching the scene to Alec, just saying, Alex hands you a purse, and he just thought he should really admire it and ad-lib this hiking line and dialogue.
Strap adjust? Yes. I think this would go very nicely for me when I
We actually had to make the bag with an adjustable strap because he said that line.
We liked it so much.
We had to change it.
My handbag! You bet!
This scene actually went on for about 3 times as long as it ended up. It just, Ken felt a little brutal because she did a lot more to him than there's just that.
But we had good fun thinking of all the Catholic schoolboy things that the nuns used to do to you at
That's
school,
the
and
kind
we
of
had a
thing.
list of all those things.
Our board artists love those kinds of challenges.
Welcome to the Pride.
Thanks, Dad. But this belongs to you.
No, son. To us. My son.
Again, we were always the animals. We wanted them to get in the water. We water's really expensive, so you can't touch it, because it's a great deal of effects work there. And, at the end they said, they really made an effort to make that happen, that the animals could go in the water.
And we are gathered here today to celebrate such a love. Do you take each other, for better or for worse?
A little misdirect here.
Yeah.
I always like, for better, please. Like there's a choice.
Tom's always wanted to marry a hula doll, so this was his dream. The closest thing he could achieve to it.
Yep.
Music! Strut! Check. Claps! Check. Diamonds and
I also
gold.
like that we have 8-track tape players in this movie. I think kids will see that. What's that new
what is
music
that?
technology?
Yeah.
I gotta get one of those.
Back after the honeymoon in Monte Carlo. Or whenever the gold runs out.
Take care of yourself.
Come back soon!
I love the idea of the penguins being in Monte Carlo.
New York isn't going anywhere. Right, guys?
Yeah, you're right about that. Hey,
Well, as long as I'm with her.
This is one of the last scenes we recorded with Bernie, too, and I think there was a couple lines that we didn't get with him before he passed, unfortunately. And so we reviewed a lot of the material that he'd done for sequences that were cut, and it was really just great listening to all that again, and it just brought back so many great memories of him. And he did this little bit, and I believe Eric found this bit with him doing the little song and dance,
Oh, you got me.
I got you, son. This bit right here, which is really great. And it worked better than any line we would have written. It just.
I got you, son.
Old man's not too bad, eh, Marty?
Marty? Who's Marty?
Come on.
I don't know Marty.
And it's rare. I mean, these are actually the last shots that were done in the film, and it's rare in a film where you actually would ever happen because you're jumping around so much.
And there's our little butt bite. Off they go.
And we always joked about, Eric wanted to have the butterfly come in here at the end, at the beginning, and we thought it'd be funny to see it then go over to another lion father playing with his cub. And it was all the butterfly's fault. And just to try to do something interesting, producers brought on Jamie Cleary at Duck Studios to create something unique for the credits, so they're not just a scroll.
Yeah, it was just fun to have something completely different, as far away from 3D as we possibly could, and he did a great job.
These are actually practical paper sculptures that they did. Just absolutely beautiful.
And, we opted to put the credits here, which is the cast was great about, so we could just get right into our story right away and not have any kind of big intro. But when you watch these credits, it's a huge long list and they may be boring, but these are the people we work with. These are the people we represent when we make these movies. There's 400 plus people at the studio and artists that kind of all pitch in to make these movies, So really enjoy the credits and know that everyone had a great deal to do with this movie.
Pump up the volume, speak up loud, stun, shake up the ground, shake up the ground, shake like an earthquake, quake up the ground, play to make a sound, play to make a sound, play to make a, say to make a, say to make a sound.
Thanks, everybody. 3.5 years to make this movie is an incredible timeline. So it was made with a lot of grit, spit, and a whole lot of duct tape.
A lot of laughs and love.
And tears.
And tears. And blood.
And blood.
We hope you enjoy it.
Here's how you spell it, M-O-T-O, M-O-T-O. When I step in, all the girls want a photo. Hey, yo, more in the house. I'm about to turn it out. And you know what's going down. I'm physically round. I like the moving. I like the moving. I like the moving. We like the moving. I like the moving. She like the moving. We like the moving. We like the moving. I like the body. He like the body. They like the body. We like the body. We like the moving. He like the moving. They like the moving. Ain't nothing in the world that could tear it apart. You, my friend. Ain't nothing in the universe that could come in between us. If you're in the red, I'ma pick you up and bring you back to who you are. Anything that you need, I'm here for you. Wherever I need to be, I'm there for you. Unconditional, even if it ain't cool. I'm there when you need me. You need a shoulder to cry on, it's here for you. Need a friend to rely on, I'm there for you. Unconditional, I know you're my buddy, and you my bestest friend. Nobody better say nothing bad about my friend. Ain't no kind of gossip you can spread around that'll change my opinion. They can make it up, they can talk that trash. You know who I am, and I know who you are. Anything that you need, I'm here for you. Wherever I need to be, I'm there for you. Unconditional, even when it ain't cool. I'm there when you need me. And if you need a laugh, I'm there for you. If you need a place to crash, come on. Unconditional, I know you're my buddy, and you my bestest friend. Yeah, you my bestest friend. I know you're my bestest friend.